Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another interview for the Art of Sherlock Holmes. Another artist interview today. This is the artist Lupe Lawrence. Good afternoon, Lupe.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. And normally I start these interviews with a little bit of moan about the weather. I always sit here in my West Palm Beach t-shirt, just looking out the window at the rain here in London. But today is absolutely beautiful. Blue sky. It's a bit cold, but it's sunny. But of course, it's always sunny in West Palm, right?
Well, it's beautiful here, and it's a chilly, I think it was 62 degrees today, so this morning. So I'm sure it's a whole lot colder in where you're at.
Yeah, it definitely is. But it's mid-afternoon here, so it's about as warm as it's going to get just after 3 o'clock. So let's jump into your art, Lupe, and I understand that your inspiration really comes from landscape. So tell us a little bit about what got you into art.
I'm originally from Havana, Cuba, and I came when I was about 6 years old. We stayed at my aunt's house, and she had a painting of John Constable. I looked at this painting, I remember, I must have sat there for, at least it felt for hours, and I just cried, just thinking it was so beautiful. I asked my mom if I could take art classes because I wanted to become an artist like Constable, but because we had just come to this country, we really could not afford it. I forgot about my dream until I entered high school. And I took an art class in high school. And after, I guess it was like maybe the second semester, I just knew I wanted to become an artist. And my teacher told me that I had no talent, that I should just give it up. And I should go do something else. Well, went back to school and I became an accountant. And it was several years later that I was very, very depressed. And I had to find something to make myself happy. And I decided to take art classes again. Well, to make a very long story short, my instructors, to be honest with you, I was the only Afro-Cuban in the class, and the teachers would pay attention to everybody else except for me. Now, the classes were very expensive, and I said, why am I paying this money to go to these classes? And but there was this lady there, her name was Jeannie, I'll never forget. And she told me about this man who was giving art classes, and started taking classes with him. And he was the first person that told me if I wanted it, I could have it. All I had to do was work hard at it. So I was working for the city of West Palm Beach at that time. And I would come home around 3 o'clock, and I would practice till about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And each week I would bring him my artwork until one day, I guess it was like a year later, he said, "You got it, you know how to paint." Well, there was this art show, there was this competition that the school was having. And remember that lady that I took the art class with after becoming an adult? Well, she was in the art competition too, and I beat her. And so it was one of the most wonderful things. And after that, I started exhibiting. So that's kind of my story.
Fantastic.
Of how I became an artist.
Yeah, and I pulled up one of your pieces of art here. So I see that I read about that you do some murals, you do some portraits, but landscapes is a key thing for you. So you right back to the Constable piece, which was the Hay Wain, wasn't it? That really inspired you.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Tell me a little bit about this painting.
This was situated in Savannah, Georgia. And my husband and I went on vacation, and we were coming back from a jazz concert. And I walked out, we were walking down the street, and I had my camera. And I took a photo of this. And when I came home, I knew I had to paint it to remind myself of just such a wonderful time that we had. We were walking down the street hand in hand, and it was just such a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. So that was what this painting is about. It's just to memorialize this wonderful afternoon that we spent at the jazz concert.
It's such a small world, Lupe, because on the way to West Palm Beach last year to visit Phil, who's the curator and conceiver of the Art of Sherlock Holmes project that you're part of, we actually stopped for lunch at Savannah. So what a small world. And you also mentioned that you're originally from Cuba. Havana is one of my favorite cities. So and the place where I set my my second novel. But we're not here to talk about Havana, although I could talk about cigars all day long. I'm going to jump into another piece of your art here. So, where is this painting from?
This is the Four Arts in Palm Beach, where and what's amazing about this painting is that I guess it was the hurricanes. I think it was of 2007, 2008. Anyway, one of the hurricanes, it completely just destroyed the Four Arts, and they rebuilt it. And I took photographs of it, before the destruction. And this is one of the photographs that I took. My friend Kathy and I visited here, and we just had such a fabulous time at the Four Arts. So that's what this painting is. That's my friend Kathy. That
Fantastic.
Is
so so you paint quite a few of your landscapes from photographs. Here's another one. Is this from a photograph, or did you do this one live? Or
yeah, I'm a girly girl. I really don't do plein air. I just don't, I just don't like the bugs and stuff. So I paint from photographs only because of that. And this one is flags over Savannah. And when I took this photo, I noticed the flag, and it just reminded me of what this nation stands for, what America stands for, and just the beauty of the city and the history of it, the ambiance of it. It's just, there's no city like it. For me, anyway, it just excites me every time that I go. I think I must have been to Savannah, oh my goodness, at least 15 times. It's just beautiful.
Truly beautiful place. I must admit, we were there in June last year, but boy, was it hot. It was really hot in June.
Yeah, you want to go in the spring or in the autumn. That's when we usually go. It's too hot.
Fantastic. So we better talk about the Art of Sherlock Holmes. And so you're one of the 15 artists in there. And here's a little glimpse of your art that you created for the project. What we have tried to do is keep the arts secret. Obviously, the book's complete now, and we'll talk a bit more about that. But we want to show in these interviews a little bit of a glimpse of the art. And here you have one of the characters walking down one of the streets of London. What was the experience like creating a painting from a story?
Well, I'll be honest, it was challenging, but it was a very good challenge because I had never done anything like it. And so it caused me to have to look through old reference photos. And so a lot of research went into it. It was a really very, very good experience for me. I love history. And so learning about where, the ghettos of London and the people and the history. It was just really, really cool. So I really enjoyed it. I, challenged, but enjoyed it also.
It's a beautiful, beautiful painting, and I'm sure everybody will love it when they see the final version. Now, as we mentioned, conceived and curated by Phil Growick, who from Palm Beach, and he's a Sherlock Holmes writer and novelist, and in his own right, and he has one of the stories in the book too. Now. All of the book is complete and up there in pre-order from the different bookstores. And we're really excited that all the art is coming together in a gallery showing, and that the gallery showing will open on the 9th of May. It's at the Anne Norton Sculpture Gardens. And Lupe, will you be able to come along to that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will be there.
Fantastic. And we're going to have another event on the 25th of May. Where we will dial in from London. So we have an event at Undershore, which is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, who wrote the Sherlock Holmes stories, his former home, which is now Stepping Stone School. We're going to be having an evening event there, and we will cut live during the evening event back over to the Anne Norton Sculpture Gardens to meet some of the artists and to actually see the art live for the first time. So fans are going to be able to dial in over the web and take part in that evening entertainment. It's been fantastic to meet you, Lupe. It's a beautiful painting, and wish you all the best. And I look forward to coming over to West Palm and seeing your painting in real life as well.
Oh, I look forward to seeing you also. Thank you very much.